Hello, welcome to Canning with a Purpose. Today we are going to be making fresh blackberry jelly. Since we froze our blackberries that we picked this year, you can tell I got some juice from them. But that's alright, because that's exactly what we need for this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and drain what juice I do have left in these bags, and show you our next step. All I'm going to go ahead and do is scoop these blackberries into each pan, just to move the process along a little bit quicker, because it does take a decent amount of time to extract the juice out of these berries. You will need a potato masher, so you can help extract the juices out of these berries. You're going to want the heat at least on medium to medium low. You see they're starting to heat up, so this is all you want to do. Mush them up a little bit. Warming them up will help extract the juices more after they've been frozen. Now when we froze these, we put in half a cup of juice, or sorry, half a cup of sugar per gallon bag. So that way it did get rid of some of the moisture, but kept them sweet too. I'm going to pull this one pan, this one over here, and start straining it. And start placing remaining of our berries into our cheesecloth and our strainer. Boy, does this smell good. We got a little bit of this emptied. Always pour away from you. I'll let those sit there. I'm gonna mash them a little bit. So just to help it along. This process may take a little bit. This is just about done draining. I'm going to take this and add it into our compost pile in the backyard and strain our second batch that we have in the other pan. Little tricks to help keep your cheesecloth where you want it. Clothespins. It'll help out a little bit. We'll finish putting our clothespins around here. Sides are a little bit lower. I'm gonna put 2 on there, for a little extra support. Yeah, she's up a little bit more. And dump it slowly. An odd but useful little trick. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these clothespins now that the berries are in there. Put these back where I got them from. It's nice having those in the kitchen once in a while. And the rest of this is going to go into our compost pile, along with our cheesecloth because it's biodegradable. So we are going to need 5 cups of juice. I can see. Oh, there it is. Oh, 5 cups of juice, 7.5 cups of sugar, so there's 4 cups. And one more. Let's make sure that it was 5 cups of juice. I don't know what way I'm going today. I don't. It's been a rough start to the morning. Yep, 5 cups of juice. Always double check your recipes. Better safe than sorry scenario. Okay, so we're going to move this since it's plastic. We'll set that aside. Turn our burner on to medium and add our sugar. So I gotta remember what bucket the sugar's in. That first try. Keep that away from that flame a bit. Oh, I keep our sugar in a 5-gallon bucket. Helps out a little bit. So we're on 2. There's 3. There's 4. 5. 6. 7.5. I always count out loud so that way if you do lose count of where you're at, there's usually somebody else around that can tell you how many cups you put in if you lost count. Or they're smart ass like my daughter and they try to make you miscount, but they keep track of the actual number in their head. You want to stir this occasionally, and then once it starts steaming, you want to make sure you stay right by it and continue to stir it. See if this spoon will do it. Nope, that spoon ain't gonna do it. I got some spoons that'll fit right here in this handle, which is really convenient. Then you ain't gotta worry about staining the counter like I did earlier. Started our water bath canner because that's what you need for jellies and jams. Of course, we're doing the jelly today. Feels like our sugar has dissolved, so we gotta keep an eye on that so we don't burn it. So we have this canner in, because obviously I can't fit another canner on the stove right now, to sanitize my jars. Alright, now that this has foam on it, let's set our stirring spoon this side. I'm going to skim this foam off. It is perfectly edible. I got a couple people in this house that enjoy eating the foam. I ate it growing up. It's especially on ice cream. Oh, that's good. So we're going to skim some of this off. Now keep in mind, it ain't going to be perfect. You're not going to get every little piece out of here. There's no way. Now, before I started doing this video, I already went through and washed my jars. So, those are ready to go. Doing things ahead of time helps. They say not to use your dishwasher because it's not an even heat. And same thing with your oven. The new method is placing your jars into steaming water. There we are. Got most of that foam off. I have this weird thing, like I like squeezing the pouch. It feels neat. So, you'll see me do that. So, once your liquid comes back up, starts boiling, you're going to add your liquid pectin. You're going to want 2 pouches of this. You're going to stir it after you add it. And then you're going to wait for it to come to a boil. You're going to continuously stir it until to the point where you can't stir the bubbles out of it. It just continuously boils. And you're going to let that go for exactly 1 minute. Nice little trick when you cut open your pouches. Your canning funnel will hold them just the way you would need them, so they don't spill all over. Alright, this is starting to come back to a boil, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Don't leave it because it will overboil. I've had that happen. I'll tell you what, the mess you get from that. Alright, so we came up to our boil that we are looking for. So we are going to go ahead and add both pouches to this. And we're going to stir this. The pectin will automatically make it stop boiling, so don't be alarmed about that. It's typical. Powder pectin does it. Liquid. I think next we will be canning up venison, so if you want to see how to do that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. When we go out foraging this year, I will be canning things that we find. Like Hen of the Woods, I'll be canning those next year, since our season's already done and over with. And let's see, fiddleheads, I can those. Alright, you see this boil right here? This is what you want. You can't stir the boil out of it. So you want to time this for 1 minute. Stopwatch really helps, because then you get exactly that 1 minute that you need. You don't want to boil under, because it won't, your jelly won't set, and you don't want to boil over because it won't set either. Turn up my canner a little bit. Heat up that water a little bit quicker. I'll sanitize my jars. The only thing about sanitizing, which I completely understand why you sanitize everything before you can. But once it hits the air, it's not sanitized no more. But according to canning, I will sanitize my jars. That's just the way you're supposed to do it. So we're going to turn this off. And let it do its thing. And I'm going to get to sanitizing my jars. Alright, so all I'm doing is grabbing my mason jars, putting them in the water, sanitize them. I'll do a couple small jars too. This makes nice Christmas gifts. This jelly's popular with family and friends. So how many jars do I got in here? 2, 4, 6. Alright, my cannon holds looks like 6. Alright, so perfect. Grab my cutting board. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and take these jars out of here. Stand it up. This water, you do not want this water boiling. Ah, shit.
Like that.
When you do this. Myself, personally, I think this is a very unsafe method of sanitizing your jars. And now you see why. So I will not be doing this again.
I think the reason why they're sanitizing it is so you don't create botulism.
Yes, I know. That's the reason why you sanitize your jars, because it don't, so that way it don't create botulism. But I'll sanitize my jars another way. Not doing it this way again. It's a pain right in the ass.
Oh, real good chance of burning yourself.
Yeah, real good chance of burning yourself. And then with the leftover water in your jar, messes up your recipe too. Alright, so all we're gonna do, make sure the water's out of your jar. I understand the concept of why they're doing it that way. But it don't necessarily mean that I have to like it.
Or do it that way.
Yeah, or even keep it that way. We're gonna add in our pectin, or add our jelly into our jars. As soon as I get some more of this foam off. There we are. I didn't like that too much. You want an inch of headspace. All that is a little bit of foam. It ain't gonna hurt any. A little bit smaller jars, you gotta watch out, they fill up quick. Smart this shit off there. There we are. Well, as you hear DJ in the background, we do a lot of outdoor related things. And if you enjoy the outdoors, check out our other channel at Nature's Wild Playground.
Yeah, I just
We'll show you how to forage
I want to be able to get
mushrooms, wild edibles, you name it, we forage it. So it definitely worth checking out. Probably gonna do a video on how to reload ammo. Since our lids and rings are being sanitized and warmed up, you want to clean the tops of your jar just in case you got anything on these, because if you don't, they're not going to seal right. So it's very important you do that. Use vinegar, paper towel. I have a clean washcloth I just used. So that helped a little bit. Give us some more light. I'm a little stuck on slow today. So we're gonna go ahead, turn that off, and start putting our rings and lids on. Seal these up. Ouch! Now you only want these hand tight. I'm going to use this rag, because that last jar was a wee bit warm. I'll just set these on top of here real quick. There we are. You're going to want to water bath can this for 15 minutes.
Because once they first dump those birds, they'll just go.
Alright, and we will get ready to put our jars in a container. I'll lift your lid up away from you, obviously, so you don't get hit with steam. Excess water drain out. I missed a jar. Thing I saw that. We would have had us a sticky mess. Now, if you don't think your jars are hot enough, you can always let this sit here.
I didn't even know we had a hunting season up here for bobwhite quail.
So that way your jars do not crack or break in your can. So
Oh, yeah.
This is one way of heating up your jars if you're not too sure if your jars are hot enough before you lower them in.
When they take offline, they gotta be fast as hell.
So we will carefully lower these in. There we are.
The only good thing
And
about
since there's not enough hot water, we got hot water right here.
it'd be 20, 30. They kick 'em up in your
Boiling water bath, you want your water up over your canning jars. We are getting to a boil. So once this fully starts boiling at a hard boil, that's when you want to start your timing for 15 minutes. Alright, so it has been 15 minutes. I'll open up the canner away from us. You don't want to feel the aftermath of that. I already had a moment myself. You guys were there for that. I don't like editing bloopers and all that. It keeps the channel very interesting. So we're going to slowly raise these up out of the water. My daughter stands behind me harassing me because she feels that that's in her job title. So now that these are out of the water, we'll go ahead and slowly move them to our cooling rack. I need pot holders. Oh, let's grab a hold of this one. Okay. DJ is on his way to go get the deer that was given to us. So that'll be nice. If you want to see that video, make sure you tune in and subscribe so you don't miss out.
When you ready, yeah. Let's see how tall you are then.
So, try to get these little ones out of here. There we are. Got one of them. When you take your canning jars out of the canner, you want to have them spaced so they can evenly cool. And they're starting to sing to us. The joys of canning and hearing that seal. Gotta love it.